Anyone
can be underrated.
as fuck.
You are now tuning into the latest episode of the Underrated as Fuck podcast.
Hosted by the one and only Bliss.
And you already know, Mighty Zay.
Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode of the Underrated AF podcast. So this is episode 37.
7.
It's looking like we're gonna hit a little bit in the 40s with the episodes.
I think it's pretty cool. We got like what,
Let's
6
see if
months
we're
left.
on schedule here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 6 more till the end of the year.
Let's hit 43.
43. Okay. Oh yeah. So on the topic of that, real quick, we're gonna end the season off probably the end of November, maybe after the first week of December.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back for season 3 at some point. I don't know when.
Stay tuned.
All right, y'all. So let's jump right in to the music news. So not like a bunch of crazy music news, but there is one thing.
What's that?
Did you hear the album with Benny the Butcher?
Who's that?
Who the hell?
Who the hell?
Who the hell is on that nag?
Oh my god.
All right, so Benny the Butcher. I mean, he's not your like household name of an artist. You know, you're not gonna hear this name. Most people won't hear this name and be like, "Oh yeah."
Well, I ain't heard the name at all.
He's pretty respected in the hip hop, right? He did a collab album with 38 Special. So
38 Special.
I know why you're like laughing. Anyway,
I'm gonna hold back.
These guys are pretty cool. I don't know if 38 Special is an artist or a producer or what. You know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know anything about 38 Special, but I know why you're giggling. Like Sped. 38 Sped.
Oh.
So,
God,
okay, you didn't hear the album, obviously. No. Okay, so the album is called Stabbed and Shot 2. So,
Damn.
Benny the Butcher, I'm not super familiar. I'm dead. But he has a pretty extensive discography.
Huh.
Right? And it was like, I mean, I'm kind of familiar, kind of not, right? But when I went to go play this album, because I seen a headline about it, I was like, damn, this fool's got albums. Like, you know, when you go to an artist and then you're just,
there's a whole encyclopedia of shit.
Kind of like Future. You know, when you go see, I don't know if you've gone to his thing, it's like, damn.
He's got projects.
Dude's got projects, so you didn't hear the album, right? Let me give my take on the album.
Let's see the perspective.
So, Benny the Butcher, in my opinion, has kind of a similar vibe or similar sound as like Dave East.
Okay.
He's kind of like got that rap where it's like there's not a lot of melodies. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a spoken word, but I don't know if they lean towards more like a poetry kind of thing or what, but it's definitely more of that Dave East feel to it.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? And I'll be honest, with that in mind, that sound in mind, I think I would rate the album. I think I'd give it like a 6.8, and that's saying a lot. And I say it all the time, but that's saying a lot because this isn't your typical like pop music, hip hop music to where it sounds good to the ears and it's like, ooh. No, you gotta like rap. Like
you're being catered to with this album that he's dropping.
This is your rapidy like I was saying,
there's no vibe. Like you just gotta go in there listening to the message.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of lyrics, honestly, I guess if you're a Kendrick fan, you probably like this. I don't know, because Kendrick fans like rap and lyrics without really like a whole good sounding voice. I don't know. That's probably like a hot take.
But they're not really like us.
Not like us. Must sit on a beat, ho. So yeah, I don't know. What is your like, I guess, hype level after what I had to say about Stabbed and Shot 2 by Benny the Butcher?
I don't think I want to be stabbed nor shot nor twice, so I'd probably
you're just like
Give it about a 5, right down the
You
middle.
said this whole aura here is not really the aura I'm looking for.
I'll check it out. I'm always down to like check music out. You know that, but
I will say though, for this kind of music, for this genre, I'm not sure exactly what genre it falls into, but for this kind of music, you know what I'm saying? If I was gonna hear this kind of genre, I think I would play this. Like it wasn't bad.
Wasn't
But
bad.
wasn't really what I
Wasn't the best, but it wasn't.
tend to listen to.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything bad about it because it wasn't bad. You know what I mean?
No, I
like
feel that.
it wasn't bad at all.
It's
It
just a
wasn't
project
really
being put together. It's just
my taste.
you don't like chocolate, and there's just a chocolate store.
But you know how I always say, like, if something sounds quality, then I'll,
Yeah.
okay, like I gotta respect it.
Regardless,
like.
yeah.
So I would give that to this.
You're still giving it its props. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm still gotta give it its flowers. So that's kind of it for music for this week. We got kind of a little bit of musical news. Kind of not music though.
Yeah.
Like, so let's jump into kind of some newsy stuff. It's kind of depressing. Is it depressing? I don't know. Did you have an emotional attachment to Liam Payne?
No.
So not really depressing, just kind of a low note on the pod.
I mean, people die every day, and it just sucks that people die young every day. You know what I mean?
Pretty young. So let me give the details.
Wasn't he doing some dumb shit though?
They're still investigating, but let me give some of the details. So, Liam Payne, he was 31 years old. He jumped or fell off of a balcony in Argentina. Does that sound right? And okay. There's one more detail, but let's go over some of the newsy stuff first. Oh, and he's part of One Direction, or he was part of One Direction. So, what's your thoughts just about that situation? You know what I mean?
That would just suck. Imagine just chilling, and then all of a sudden, that your friend is gonna go to another country and just have a good time. Well, have a good time. Let me know when you get back, right?
And then he's not coming back.
And then he's not coming back.
Okay.
So now, with that perspective, it's just like
with that perspective, it's like
that sucks. You know what I mean? Like,
right. So let me give you some of the controversial stuff. So that there's always some controversial stuff behind somebody dying, right? So
didn't they have like some burnt foil wrappers and shit?
So that's not really controversial, but there was drugs involved.
A lot.
So he was on some stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, that kind of adds to I guess the room was like destroyed, the TV was messed
everything
up.
was messed, yeah.
So he was having a rough time. But some of
or a great time.
Or a really good time, I'm dead. But like one of the controversial things about this is that Universal Music Group dropped him about 5 days ago. I don't know if that means unsigned him or just cut him, but apparently within a week, I don't want to just say 5 days,
right.
But within a week of that happening, apparently he was dropped by the label because you know how they give you a sign.
So he stopped making his royalties?
No, well, so you know how a label will sign you and then give you money?
Right.
Basically, that's like a loan.
Yeah. Right.
So that's called an advance, right? So basically, I guess according to the label, they dropped him because he wasn't able to recoup the
money
advance
they
had given him. Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't know. He was having a hard time trying to break out as a solo artist because he had split from One Direction.
Yo,
that was pretty good. Not gonna lie.
That's synced up.
I'm not laughing at what happened. I'm laughing at that because that was top tier joke. It is, like that was top tier joke, right? That was crazy. That was good.
You
I
were
liked
funny.
it. But yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think that had anything to do with what happened?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like,
if you're doing some crazy drugs and you're kind of in an elevated place and you have an idea, maybe you probably shouldn't go it, and you decide to hang around an area you shouldn't be hanging around, if there's heights involved and you're doing drugs, it's not a good idea.
So now that you mentioned the heights, one of the other controversial things is that apparently there was an episode in the lobby of the hotel with him, maybe once or a couple times, and each time they ended up sending him back to his room. So they're saying that maybe the hotel might have had some I guess, like, if you want to say, like, manslaughter things because they seen that there was something going on and they didn't do something about it.
Yeah, but how would they? That's a guest coming to stay at a place, and at the end of the day, staff can't be like, "Oh, you're too high, you gotta go." No, it's just go back to your room. I don't think that they were thinking that. Oh, he's gonna jump out of his window.
No, I don't think anybody thought that was gonna happen.
You know what I mean? So you can't blame the hotel. At the end of the day, that's like going to Vegas and being mad at Vegas because you got a hangover.
I agree.
What?
I agree with that take.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't blame the hotel for anything.
I'm not gonna blame the hotel. I'm gonna blame you're a grown ass man with a lot of money. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
So, what's your final thought? Was this him committing, unaliving, or was this an accidental fall off of a balcony?
I think that he got some terrible news and he wanted to burn out the candle, and potentially,
So
I think he just wanted to have a really good time, and shit just went sideways.
My take, this is kind of like deep, right? But my take is that, so the label dropped him, right? What if he did this because everybody knows when an artist passes away, their numbers go up.
Right.
Everybody wants to hear the music after that, right? So like, what if this was a kind of a way to like, because I think he had a son or something. Well, what if this was a way to like give his family like one last sum of just money?
So this is like
You
an
know what
Aaron
I'm saying?
Hernandez thing.
I don't know. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe then. Yeah, maybe.
He got that extension.
But I know this is like
into
a deep thought situation. You know what I mean? But like,
No, I mean, if that's the only way that he saw that he could provide for
But
his family
also-
was die so they can have a little bit of money. I mean, that's
and then him being elevated on drugs. You know what I mean? And then him being away by himself in Argentina.
was he by himself?
I guess his girlfriend was with him, but she got on a plane a couple days before because she had stuff to do. So he was by himself for I think 2 days. But yeah, so him being by himself at least those 2 days, him being elevated on drugs, him being on the third story of a building, his label had dropped him, and the other thing too, I guess his PR, his rep or something, like dipped on him, so he didn't have any.
So he stopped going to the gym.
No, personal record. I'm dead. No, his guy that I guess runs his public.
Yeah.
His
Public
all that
record,
stuff.
yeah.
I guess ended up dipping too, something like
yeah,
that.
you
So
can't
I
be
don't know.
paid.
What do you think? Like, is this just a concoction for
No, it's just another failed
something bad
Hollywood.
to happen, or
It's just another failed Hollywood story at the end of the day. People go get famous, they get the money, they do these, they do all types of things, and they end up where they set themselves to be. So at the end of the day, if you didn't do enough to produce enough for yourself outside of the band that you were a part of, that's kind of your fault. And I'm not saying
Damn, that sucks. Like,
At
he
the
ended
end of
up
the day.
being kind of that statistic of like when you get really, really famous when you're young.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you kind of like, I don't know, it messes with you up top, right?
I think it hinders like your developmental like status in a way, and I don't think that you know how to like
You don't know how to react to the world.
react to the
Like, I don't
world.
know.
Right. So so now you just become a statistic rather than somebody that's
Man,
making a
that
change.
sucks to say, huh? That he is just he ended up being the
number.
statistic
Yeah.
or the stereotype.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of sad.
It sucks. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, especially with somebody so young. I mean, 31, with 2 years older than me. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just like that sucks. I would hate to die at 31. Like, but if I did some epic stuff, you know what I'm saying? That'd be pretty cool.
I'm dead. So if it was the 10th story, you know what I mean?
If I was at
Some
the 10th
epic
story
stuff.
jumping off and I had to like jump on King Kong's back to get him and I fell
my
off,
God.
that'd be like, all right.
You know that video of that guy that jumped from a building and he landed on one of those
The pikes? Yeah.
like the traffic things.
Oh, wait, what?
And he just lands on it, like sits on it. You don't remember? It's anyway.
Jesus.
So that's I
I
think
got a crazy image in my head.
I think it was a self-unaliving.
Think so?
Yeah, I mean, even if it wasn't intentional, like he was elevated, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I think it was intentional though.
Yeah, I don't think it was intentional, but I just think shit happens, and you could potentially want to do something dumb at a wrong point and turn in your life, and then
Maybe he thought the pool was at the bottom.
Maybe.
I don't know. Like, it could have been an accident.
he's like, I can make that.
He said
It's like across the courtyard. Like, go.
he slips on the jump.
Oh my god, dude.
All right. So if you find yourself with no direction, maybe reach out. You know, I bet you 100% there's got to be one person out there that would love to have you around.
There's bare minimum. I don't care who you are. There's bare minimum 5 people. Bare minimum. It's not going less than
You
that.
could go to Fry's.
Literally.
And that security guard that's in there, he'll say hi to you, whatever.
Anything. Like, you just go to a clerk. Like, just find somebody to talk to. That sucks that, like, let's just say if this was intentional and he went to go to this Argentina to do what he did, like, that sucks. Because
like he went over there to do this?
specifically
like,
for this.
That's crazy. That's like,
You know what I mean?
I don't know if it was that in depth, but yeah.
That sucks. So with that being said, if anybody really is like feeling that way, like I really hope they just have the courage to, instead of try to fight for another 10 years, just try to fight for the next day. Let's do this one more day. So by the time you
That kind of goes, that might end up being our workshop, because that kind of goes with, remember I was telling you the other day, like you could change the future, you could even change the past by affecting your vibration right now. Remember we were talking about that? Yeah, maybe that'll be our little workshop. I don't know. But so yeah, that's Liam Payne. Rest in peace. So this other one,
maybe plural
pieces. Oh my god.
Potentially.
So this last one I had to add on here because it gave me something to talk about, right? And it gave me a question. So I need you to answer this question for me. Okay, so let's read the topic first.
Let's go.
So this is a Diddy topic. Hello. I guess they confirmed that the baby lotion was laced with the date rape drug. Or some sort of sedatives to like make it easier for him to take advantage of.
If this mother ain't the smartest, most diabolical, fiendish, satanic I've ever like known of, like that is crazy.
Okay, so help me though.
Drugged up baby oil. So if you don't take the drugs and you rub this on your skin, you getting fucked up.
Okay, I got a burning question.
Got a burning answer.
The lotion would affect Diddy as well.
Right.
So who I don't. This is like there's
But
like
you build your tolerance.
What?
You could build your tolerance for that.
Yo,
stuff.
I'm at a crossroads here.
Huh.
If Diddy is rubbing this lotion with the drugs, right, on the people, okay, let's say it works and they get, drugged up or whatever. Wouldn't that mean the person doing the act to the person?
No, because
would
then it would only be on your hands, and you can only get so affected with it being on your hands.
Yeah, but you would only use baby lotion if you're trying to like get somebody from behind, right, or from the front.
No, I'm talking about like what if they were like doing massage things and they didn't know it was like a massage thing, or like obviously they're gonna.
But do you get what I'm saying about them rubbing it on there and then all right, get on.
Well, I think they had like their Vaseline and their baby oil. I don't think that they was just. Or what if they had like the non-drug?
Okay, so I know. Oil? I still want to know
because that would be crazy. No,
in the real world here, if you rub some sort of lotion on somebody that was laced with a drug, wouldn't the effects of that drug go in both directions?
What drug are we talking about?
I mean, I guess like the date. Date. I don't want to say the R word. I don't know if I'm gonna get censored, but
the date grape.
Grape drug. Yeah. Wouldn't that make Diddy like you know what I'm saying, like
just passing out in that booty?
Yeah, I don't know. Like this is my I haven't heard anybody raise this question. Is there something I don't know, or
what if he put it on them and he put on protection?
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, okay. I don't think he's raw dogging every Meek meal.
I mean, that would make sense, but a lot of what Diddy was doing doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
So
I agree.
Hopefully he was,
Or what if I think he's just a person that enjoys being just fucked up all the time. So like what if
he was used to being on that
exactly.
Wow, that's a hot take.
He knew how to operate while being succumbed to, or under the influence of that.
I get it. I just have it's just insane. Still burning question that like the product has to affect both parties.
Has to. Where you get it on your thigh and he's like, fuck.
Thigh goes to sleep.
Just long
So that's
legged.
my question. That's my burning question.
That's crazy.
If this baby lotion was really laced with some sort of drug, I would be very. No, we won't have the answer. I guess like maybe if they wait 5 minutes, it'll wear off and dry up. I don't know.
Where do you order this stuff? Or do you,
on the black market.
I'm
The
pretty
black
sure he
market?
would have it specially made. And I was gonna circle back to like, oh, you'd be able to find out where he bought all that stuff from.
I know, like who's ordering all this?
Yeah,
all these
like-
drugs. Yeah, I don't know.
But then I guess if I'm somebody in that type of like situation, I'm not gonna do anything myself.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get affected by the drug, right?
Right.
So you wouldn't do anything.
No, I'm saying I wouldn't tell somebody to go, or I would tell somebody to go out there and get that stuff for me, rather.
Oh,
than,
I know you mean to keep your fingernails clean or whatever.
Yeah, like say if I was like Satan, you know what I mean? Nobody would know that I'm Satan.
Yeah, you'd have everybody doing the work for
Right.
you. You'd just be calling the shots.
Right.
So
This guy's crazy.
we are yet to confirm nor deny if
You get affected.
Diddy also got drugged up at the same time.
I think he did. I think he enjoys that.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's a crazy thought.
I was just surprised that nobody else
Thought of that question.
thought of
yeah.
this question.
Would
Usually
he
I
be
hear
affected? Yeah.
I hear this kind of stuff maybe on TikTok. People will talk about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
but no, not a single post I seen was talking about that. But I'm saying I think about everything.
That's what makes you special.
This
Pure
is
bliss entertainment.
if this clip turns out to be a good clip, I want to use this because I want to be the first clip I had seen on TikTok talking about whether or not the drug affected Diddy and the victim.
Both booty holes.
I'm dead, bruh. He like enjoys the fact of him getting passed out and then somebody else getting him. Like, you know what I mean?
He's just pushing
So
it
like
until he passes.
he gets a
like,
little bit in
yeah.
before he ends up passing out, and then I don't know, his bodyguard ends up hopping in there. Like,
Bro, Will Smith come in.
oh, West Philadelphia,
Jay Z
born and
and
raised.
Beyonce. What the heck?
Sheesh.
I've been. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on or who's involved or what's not doing who.
I've
but
been seeing
it's a
this.
lot.
It's probably not real, but I've been seeing this weird like post of like there's a video going around on like the dark web or something where it's Jay-Z, Diddy, and Beyonce doing a three-way. Yeah, it's like crazy.
AI is crazy. Who knows if it's the real one? Who knows if it's AI? I mean, AI.
And
you
it could be AI too. I don't know.
Dude, we're in a very weird time in society right now. I
Yeah,
feel
like that little baby video that you showed me. I can't listen to Lil Baby anymore because all I
Low-key.
think about is that
Low-key.
dude just going ham on
Just
the
going
on the
ham.
Going ham on ham.
Literally. Like, that's crazy.
So, what final thoughts on baby oil?
If you're at a random house and somebody bring out the baby oil, I would highly suggest not to touch it.
Now I understand why women just don't be like, "Oh yeah, could you just go over just for a massage?"
You can't trust nothing.
No, like, dude, there could be laced up drinks, laced up baby oil,
Anything.
laced up
I didn't even know you can lace baby
laced
oil.
up pillow. Like,
You'd never
just
know.
lay right there.
But there's like a lavender, like chloroform type of like.
I'm dead.
That's fucked up. Like, who knows what the stuff people can come up with nowadays to make diabolical stuff very easy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Laced up.
You could have laced up sheets maybe. Who knows? I don't
Imagine
know.
being the one to test out all these laced up things and you end up like
Bro,
lacing
they're just
yourself.
Done. I put too much. Oh my god.
All right, so that's the end of that conversation. But let's jump into that workshop about what we were talking about for a second.
With no direction.
Yeah. So remember what I talked to you about the other day, where it was like, I don't know if anybody's familiar with a guy that channels this entity named Bashar. If you're not, then it doesn't matter. Anyway, he just gives, at the end of the day, it's like good advice.
Right.
So whether you want to believe in what he's doing or not doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't matter if you do or not.
But one of the big things that he mentions on there is like, I don't know, like if you're at a low energy place in life, you could change your vibration, your internal vibration. It's like you almost channeling yourself. It's like you focusing.
Right.
Right. You could create any outcome you want. Whatever outcome you're looking for.
So basically, you're basically saying you can change the perspective on anything in life to make it become the life that you want to live.
Right. So let's say, let's just take, for example, you're like the person that doesn't know what he wants to do with his future.
Right.
Okay. Like you feel lost. You feel like you're living without a purpose. Okay. Let's use some of the advice that his name, I think, is Carl Inca or some crap like that. But Bashar. Let's take some of his advice real quick.
Bashar.
Basically, what he says is, if you want to find your purpose, or you want to find what you're supposed to be doing, all you got to do is, at any given moment in time, figure out what excites you the most, and then act on that excitement.
And what was the fighting question that you had against that? You wanted to ask him. What was? Remember that?
Oh yeah, I got you. I'll bring that up in just a second. So yeah, and let me just give an example of what I just said right now. So let's say after doing the podcast, let's just say I didn't have any plans, so that I don't know what to do, right? So that would be an example of being lost. I don't know what to do. You know what? I kind of feel like having like a drink of boba or something. Okay, awesome. That's my highest excitement at that given moment. So I should go do it.
Right.
That would put me on a path of me being happy.
Enlightenment.
Right, and me feeling like I'm moving in the right direction.
Right.
So that was a very small example of the greater picture.
Of just
here.
picking
You know what I mean?
something in your head that's gonna make you happy and then chasing it right away.
Right, and here's the argument he was talking about too. Let's just say I'm gonna rearrange the argument.
Yeah.
I gotta sneeze. Oh my god. So let's just say I'm not happy in my own skin because I'm overweight, whatever. Right?
Right.
That would mean that boba that I'm excited for actually isn't aligned with what I truly
Right.
want. So then you see where the argument comes into play?
I think the question following that would be,
So yeah,
it would be, how do you word that? So,
well, the initial thing would be, okay, what do I want right now?
how do you word that?
Oh, I want boba. Okay, so when I go drink that boba, how is that going to affect my current trajectory? Right? Is that the question that you're looking for?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the boba is full of sugar, right? It's just full of sugar. So if my goal is to lose weight, well, guess what? Now that little excitement for that boba, that turns into something that doesn't align with your vibration that you want.
Which means, but they always say, like, if you're not aligned perfectly, everything else that doesn't touch that line, going to where you got to go, has got to go. So now you're making a conscious sacrifice outside of your projected line to get to success.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if my end result, if my current goal was to lose weight and that excites me, that's my current, positivity, then that means that little spurt of excitement I got for the boba, that would mean that that's actually an obstacle to get to my true purpose.
Yeah, I feel that.
So remember how you brought in that question of the argument?
Yeah.
I figured it out. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
So you can have excitements about anything, but there's gonna be equal.
You gotta filter it
I
out.
guess like equal consequences. That's a weird word for it. I was thinking about a different word, but there's gonna be an equal consequence or an equal vibration with whatever decisions you make. Right. So yeah. So if that boba doesn't align with me losing weight, then guess what? That's actually a negative
that you decided to choose.
So it would be better if I went maybe and got. This is funny, but maybe I just went to go get like a Diet Coke instead.
Right.
Because it's 0 calories. Right. But
it's still the same thing.
Now I'm weighing my options here. Like, boba
or this
or Diet Coke. Oh, actually, now with me remembering where I want to be in life, losing weight. Right now, my higher excitement is actually Diet Coke. You know what I'm saying? So we still got to do some thought. We still got to think a little bit and really figure out what our highest excitements are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's that loop I was trying to get over with the argument.
So you could always find excitements with anything on the way to what you're trying to do, but you have to learn to prioritize which ones really ascend to that.
You have to here. This is actually a better way to describe that. You have to learn which excitements align with the vibration you want in your life.
Okay.
Right. So just to put it into like maybe number terms, right? Let's just say me losing weight is a 10 vibration. I'm just trying to give numbers so it's easier to understand. Right. So now that means in life, I want to make sure I choose things that are also 10s. So that way I'm staying on track on my purpose.
Like
so,
the frequency of 10. Like
right. So unfortunately with that boba, it turns out
like a
that it's a total different like path for me to choose.
Right.
So it's actually, it might have excited me in the moment, but in the bigger grand scheme of things, it doesn't align with my 10 that I'm trying to follow.
Right.
So therefore it's actually not as exciting as I thought it was. You know what I mean? So you do still got to do a little bit of mental gymnastics.
A little bit of math.
But if you can have some common sense, or if you could think a little bit outside of the box, you know, it really isn't hard to jump on your path. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think it's the point of jumping on a path. I think it's the point for a lot of people to find the path. They think that
the path is all the path is the vibration that excites you the most.
Yeah, but how can you how can you measure that? Like,
well, give me an example and let's try to work that out.
You know how much I love eating cookies, and you know how much I love eating.
So can you eat cookies?
Donuts.
Can you eat cookies or not? No, I'm not talking like yes or no. I mean like with everything you want to do in life, does eating cookies, is that help you or not? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like can you eat a few cookies and still be on your path that you're on?
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You can still eat some, but once you get past the point maybe of overindulgence.
Also, maybe
you know what I mean?
Let's say like if I'm gonna go make weight for a fight, you know, I can't be having cookies within a week, 2 weeks type. So I'm doing what I can do until there's a certain time for me not to be able to do.
What's really gonna make you happy and what's really gonna like keep you going is making weight. At the end of the day, making weight is what's gonna make you happy in life because that's what you want to do. That's your alignment. Right. So at that point, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks in advance, maybe you do want to cut out eating the cookies because it doesn't align with your vibration that you're on. But let's just say you're not cutting in the moment, right?
I love cookies.
Eat some cookies, cool. That's not gonna be an obstacle in front of your path. You know what I mean?
Well, it always will be if I'm. I love cookies.
Yeah, but if cookies prevented you from doing something that made you really happy in life, then you actually don't love cookies. It's actually, you like the taste of them, cool, but you actually truly, the cookies don't align with your vibration. That's just it. You know what I mean? You could agree or disagree, but it's hard, not for you.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's hard for anybody to find their path, right? To even start their path. And then to find everything that coincides with that path. Like how do you not only find a path, do the path, but do everything that only... So I feel like... Okay, so I kind of answered my own question in my head. I think that if you decide the number one step... Find what you want to do, what makes you happy, right? The number 2 step, I think you should write it down. The second you write it down, I think it gives it life, and then I think that you should...
Oh, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of good stuff behind
writing it down,
stuff down.
You know? And I think as soon as you write it down, I think that you should write a bunch of things that... I think you should draw a ladder, and then each step should be how you get there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what I think. I think so. At the top of the paper, you write whatever is your path, like whatever makes you the most happiest, and at the bottom, that's where you start. one ladder step, one ladder step, one ladder step, one ladder step. And I think that you have to make
Oh yeah.
each word.
Yeah, that's you creating the path
right,
to get there.
right. So it's like if I stick by these guidelines, if I stick by these rules and by what I see on this paper, I'm eventually going to get there.
So if what your end result is that you found out that you want to do truly is your highest excitement, that's what you want to do, then following all these steps would be choosing
right.
the alignment.
Right.
Choosing the same things that align with that vibration.
That's what I was just saying was like, how do you dictate what things align better than other things? Like how, like, yeah, I want this and this, but how do I decide that this is going to be better than this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and like, don't forget though that anything could change at any given moment. Your highest excitement could change in 5 minutes from now. It can, and that's not something to be like, oh, okay, well, what do I do then? I'm gonna be changing my mind all the time.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think how do you pick something that just like how do you know what makes you the most happiest? Like how do you know?
I mean, let's just do it. So what's your options, and I'll help you figure it out.
No, I mean, me personally, I know I'm just asking from like an outside perspective.
So I know, but let's give an example. Like the only way to really figure it out is to practice. So like what exactly?
So I genuinely enjoy and love training, working out, improving myself to become in a better position in life.
Right. Okay. So that makes you happy.
So that makes me happy.
Doing
so,
all that, like physical health.
everything involved in that makes me super happy.
Don't make it complicated, but anything that doesn't align with that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Wouldn't be your highest excitement. Right?
So would you completely cut it out or just diminish it until it slowly...
So, okay, I get where you're going with this. So actually, I heard an example one time listening to Bashar, right, or whatever.
Like, should you go full strike monk mode?
Let me tell you the example. It was, this kid asked him, he said, my truest, highest excitement is to play basketball. But I'm short and my leg is messed up. So how do I follow that highest excitement if I literally cannot compete?
Special Olympics.
He can't compete. He can't. You know what I mean?
You'd be in a wheelchair.
Basically what he said was, what they got down to, I forgot how Bashar broke it down, but what they got down to was his highest excitement was just basketball. So he can still contribute to that excitement.
Right.
By being whatever, a coach,
assistant,
personal trainer.
Yeah, whatever.
You know what anything. There could be a multitude of different paths to follow. But figure out, let's just say you wanted to be an F1 racer, right? What are the odds of that happening? I don't know. It could happen maybe, but like what's the likelihood of that happening?
Oh, I don't really know. I just know it's like slim to absolute none.
Well, I think it's kind of like far-fetched to think about, right? But maybe you can just do a podcast about F1 racing. I don't know. And then maybe what can come of that is you'll start interviewing these racers. And then maybe
so you start improving your environment around that.
Yeah, potentially.
Thing. Yeah,
and then maybe somehow you create a connection with Team Ferrari, and now you figured out a way they need another man on the pit crew. I don't know.
Right. No.
I'm just trying to dig into there.
Yeah.
But like,
I totally get that.
The point is to just follow your highest excitement, and that'll set you on the right path. So maybe you won't become Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But maybe you can be on Team Alex Pereira one day. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to give out common sense, whatever. But that's basically what he was explaining.
That's pretty cool.
You know what I mean? Like,
so even if you can't succeed in the one thing that you exactly want to do, maybe just tweak it a tad bit. That way you're still in the line.
Who knows? Like maybe you can partner up with. It's just funny to say, right? But like, you know how Todd's really cool. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe one day you and Todd become professional, and you guys are putting on something akin to LFA, and now you guys are the co-owners of whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
no,
it's just cool stuff. Like, that's also exciting.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
you can always still do what you want to do in that lane, but then you can always still kind of
Yeah, like me, maybe
May not be the president, but you could be like the secretary. Or, I don't know. Like, is that what you're saying?
maybe something kind of like maybe you won't become the president, but maybe you can get to the point where you're working as a senator in the House,
Right.
which in turn
Could potentially
might
get you there.
give you a run in the candidacy, right? Or I said that
Right.
wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
though?
no, I
Like,
get what you mean.
so you could end up in your industry somewhere, and then now let's move on from that point.
Okay, so what you're
know what
saying
I'm saying?
right now, from what I just got back from everything that we just talked about, was just do it.
Act on your highest excitements.
You gotta just do it.
That's
So instead of like sitting there thinking and then formulating a plan and procrastinating yourself,
I
think-
wouldn't say to do all that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to do moving forward, if you have an idea, I suggest just do it. I think just going forward and just trying it at least, and if you fail, then you can decide like, oh, I want to fail on that again and again and again and again until I don't, or you'll be like, that wasn't for me.
Like, I like that you said that right now, because one thing that I can give a testimony to was, remember the mobile detailing? At the time, that was my highest excitement. I bought all the
Yeah,
equipment,
you were in there.
my logo, boom, 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 everything's good to go, right? Started working, okay, cool. I seen everything this had to offer
everything
for me. And it turned out it wasn't my highest excitement.
It just wasn't your frequency. It wasn't your
But
10.
at the time, it was. So, you know what I'm saying? See what I got out of that?
No. I think the idea, so with you, I think it's the idea that attracts you. So if this thing does become successful, it's like, damn, that was cool.
Well, you know what really excited me? It was putting together the idea and putting it together. It wasn't operating the business.
Doing the whole, yeah.
It was actually putting together the design, putting together the prices, putting together all the equipment. That's what really excited me. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's
if
cool.
somebody came to me and they were like, hey, we need help kind of
Estimating.
putting everything together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then kind of launching the business. Oh, hell yeah, let's do, like, that excites me a little
That's
bit.
cool,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, hell yeah, let's figure out what we need. Let's
I
figure
feel like
out
they
how
just
much
gave
it's
you.
going to cost.
I feel like you're somebody that, like, how do I word that? Like, they just gave you an entire inventory of stuff with a direction to go to. So then you're a Lego builder. Think about it like that. You are a Lego builder. So you can have all the Legos.
You know,
but
it's
as
so
soon as you have
boring
that-
building Legos.
I love Legos, man.
I don't know why. It's kind of boring to me. I don't know why.
I love Legos.
I think it's just because it's super simple and you're just following instructions. I think I'd be more of the Lego builder that doesn't have an instruction book.
But when you build your own toy, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Hey, if I want to break it down even further, you know what I did enjoy? What excited me about the whole detailing car business, whatever? It was the fact that over the period of my 30 years of being on this earth, I feel like I have a good taste for things. Like, if you came to me and you're like, what picture's nicer? I love that question, because it's like, oh, that first picture is the picture.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That was an easy example of what I like to do. I can compare two things and pick the better option. You know what I mean? I feel like I just got a good sense of.
How do you title that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Bliss.
Is it Bliss?
Bliss.
I choose Bliss every time.
Right.
It's just me
That's
doing
what I'm saying. Like,
Bliss.
your action moving forward is just bliss. So like whatever is on the line of bliss at the end of that goal is gonna be.
You know what? I'm very good at choosing my highest excitement at any given moment.
That's a good way to put it.
You know
That was
what I'm
hard.
saying?
That was hard.
Way to come back around like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of the conversation I wanted to have, and I think it was good. But, like, did you want to talk further into something?
No, I just be rambling.
I'm freaking dead.
So-
You're funny.
I mean, let's just say you're having a great time in life right now and you don't know what to do in life. Then what? I think now you have the freedom to try a bunch of different things rather than just trying to focalize on one thing. I think you've built the opportunity for yourself to try handfuls of things rather than just throwing everything you have in one thing. I think that if you're happy in life, I don't think that you should be in the pursuit of more happiness with one thing. I think that you should have a garden, how we were talking about before. You should have a garden, and every one of your plants should be
Yeah, like
I'm having a stroke right now.
no, like you want to basically not put all your
There we
eggs in one basket,
Right,
kind of
right.
thing.
And I think that whenever you're not happy in
That-
life,
No, go ahead.
and I think when you're not happy in life and you decide to try to find what makes you happy in life, and those are the people that tend to do one thing, two thing, three thing, four thing. So they try to accommodate with their unhappiness with a bunch of things to make them busy, but then it doesn't really turn out, right? So I think the people that are unhappy in life really need to span out and then try to find that one thing rather than multiple lanes. I think being happy in life is like the first step.
Yeah,
Once
if
you
you're,
learn-
I think if you're at a spot where you are really unhappy, you need to focus in on certain things at a
Right.
time. But like for
That's
example,
one step at a time.
like me,
type thinking.
let me just give me as an example right now. So my job, that is almost a passive thing at this point,
Right.
to where I'm doing that anyway.
Right.
This podcast, it's
Right.
almost a total passive thing now.
Just happening.
You know what I mean? But it's still part of my excitement.
Right.
But I'm also figuring out what other excitements I got. You know what I mean? So like me making music, that always excites me. You know what I mean? So I'm always doing that. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with having a lot of different things.
And which is cool. Like, let's just say, like, your excitement is in music, right? You're not every single day, every single minute of the day trying to make music. No, you're enjoying music, though. So you're still in the lane of your end goal, in a way. You know what I mean? Because every time I see you, you either got the phone playing music, got the earbuds playing music in the game,
playing music everywhere.
making
Oh my
music,
God.
creating music, adjusting music, tuning music, mastering music. You know what I'm saying? So it's just everything that you do kind of revolves around what you want to do initially. So it's just, I think that's really cool. So you've turned your life into one music note.
I'm dead. I think you just say one ball of excitement. Like, I try to. That's the goal.
That's
That's
cool.
the goal, right? To just create a whole life full of things that are constantly.
But the only way that
Exciting,
you've done that
yeah.
has only been dedicated to the decisions you've tried to make to... that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so you found your identity early on. And I think a lot of
Is it?
people... Yeah,
I'm like 30 years old already.
Yeah, but you found that like whenever you were like...
I get what you mean. There's
know what I mean?
50-year-olds that are still lost in the sauce. Like,
And you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can make him eat a cookie. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I think that finding your identity is a really big, important aspect of life and why you're on this planet.
right? And the cool thing is, everybody's excitement is different. My favorite color is red. His favorite color is green. So don't think like you're gonna end up like somebody else.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to
Right.
say. Your excitement is gonna form you.
Right.
Everything that excites you is you.
Isn't that cool? So why do so many people try to take on so much and then they try to imitate everything and then now they're unhappy?
Okay, I feel like they think, oh, that excites that person or that worked out for that person.
Let me try.
So I must need to do that too. You know what I'm
So
saying?
it's a Me Too attitude.
It's kind of them being lost, trying to find the answers, trying to find quick answers.
So do you think that just because
You know what I mean?
that one thing would make that other person happy and that this unhappy person saw that unhappy person become happy in their own way, that now they feel like they need to do what they did, but that doesn't mean that's going to make
Yeah,
them
they
happy.
think that that's going to make them happy, but they don't understand
need that.
that they themselves are a different individual.
Mm.
So they need to take that journey. They need to go on the mission to figure out their own excitements.
That's like certain things aren't going to taste the same to me as they are
Man,
to you.
I need to go to the ice cream shop and just taste everything and really figure out. Well, I know I like vanilla, but that's a good idea, isn't it? Like if you really don't know what ice cream you like, it might be a
Try
good
it,
idea
yeah.
to just go try everything.
One little sample of everything.
Then you'll know
That's
right away.
cool.
You'll know which one's your favorite. You'll know which your top 5. You know what I mean?
You're not just going to go to the store every single time picking the same one with wonders of like, damn, maybe I should try, maybe, and I'm going to stick to what I know. That's pretty cool. That's a really good... I like that.
Imagine never having gone into the ice cream shop.
You just order online?
And no, that was an example of you just being lost.
Oh.
You don't know what you like. You know what I mean? You've never tried anything.
That would suck. Well, now that
You see all these people inside the shop just, you know what I'm saying? Just
Grubbing.
Grubbing on the rocky road, grubbing on, whatever, cookies and cream, and you're like, how is that person so sure and so happy about what they're doing right there? You know what I'm saying? And you're just outside, afraid to even go in there and try something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
That's life.
That might be like the title of the pod too.
Instead of like life's like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're gonna
Life's
get.
like an ice cream shop.
Life's an ice cream shop.
We're stupid. We think we have great
I
ideas.
know. I was like, what the fuck are these guys on? Like,
I'm dead. So
That's
how do you
over.
feel about that workshop? Was that pretty good?
I feel productive.
I feel like I want to get up and do
I
something.
feel like I want an ice cream.
Yeah, true. We might go get some because Kayla is on the time of the month and she wants something sweet. So we might actually do that.
You want to do that right now?
Probably.
Or you want to do a couple games Rocket League?
Not gonna lie, the ice cream is more of an excitement than the Rocket
High
League
key,
right now.
high key.
So we're probably gonna go get ice cream because
some Rocky
we're
Road.
gonna do what we just talked about.
Highest
Choosing our
amount.
highest excitement at any given moment.
But you make weight.
All right, y'all. So we appreciate y'all listening again. We feel like I was rambling a lot more today than usual with like the news and everything, but you're just getting me. You're getting him.
Rambling is good for your
We
soul.
don't have a script. We have a little guide that we try to follow, but hey,
Really?
yeah, kind of
With the
like our
notes?
little notes, but it's not like a whole.
Itinerary. We need
Itinerary,
a 3
yeah.
o'clock, 2:50. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So yeah, guys, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it underrated, like we always do, and we're gonna see y'all next week for yet another episode of the Underrated AF Podcast. Peace.